Are we doing this thing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I got a call. Hang on. Hello, COK Podcast.
All right. We're back. We're back.
We're back, baby.
It's the COK Podcast.
That clipped so hard.
I forgot about that. Yeah, hey, we're back,
I didn't.
everybody. This is episode 25 of the OK Podcast.
25?
25, yeah. It's ironically, the last podcast was called The Last Podcast, and we said we'd do these things when we had a reason to, and now we do.
Wait, we have a reason to do this?
And the reason is you.
Wow, thank you, Nick. That touched my soul.
You're welcome.
So let's kick it off real quick, guys. It was April 1st.
Kick it off.
It was hilarious. April Fool's Day was our last podcast, so no, it wasn't a joke.
Meow.
What do you guys? What's something you guys have been up to since then?
I have a cat.
That's
Nick's
pretty
got
awesome.
a cat. Meow meow. What's Kitty's name?
She put
Susie.
the poop on the camera.
Susie the Meow Meow.
She's named after Susie from Susie and the Banshees.
All right. I like it. That's nice. It's pretty cool.
Oh, man. 20% battery.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah,
Oh, can I
we'll-
show?
We'll get this thing
Better.
knocked out in 20%.
I can
for
make
sure.
it. I can make it.
Yeah.
All right, go.
You can do it.
Anyone else?
Go.
Yeah.
Anything good?
Yeah. Anything else, Nick?
Just tattooing.
You're so good
Tattooing.
at that, dude.
Playing
I've
the
been-
shows.
Playing the shows.
Oh yeah. I've been getting so many compliments on my tattoo that you gave me. Everyone's like, "Dang, that's so clean. Dang, that's cool." I'm like, "Yeah, my guitar player did it. He's amazing. You should go to E-Town and have him tat you." I don't know if they have yet, but you never know, bro. People will travel for good ink.
It's true.
Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, I've been one-wheeling. I don't know if we
you
talked
one
about-
wheel a lot. I love it.
You've been
Yeah.
killing it on that.
I'm not like super muscular or fit right now, but I've kind of become like a gym rat. I've been in the gym every day, which I
Look
think
at
is
you,
just
man.
something you have to do to survive at this point.
I'm proud of you, though.
Been drinking like pre-workout and protein and stuff.
Protein, baby. I'm all about that protein life.
Yeah. So that's about it,
That's exciting.
Yeah.
What about you, John?
Working. Just working.
Work.
And working. And getting
John's a
tattooed.
working
Getting a lot
man.
of tattoos.
Who's tattooing you, John?
Oh, my daughter.
That's so freaking cool, dude. That's so cool.
Yeah, it is.
Who taught her how to tat?
Well, Nick did because he's an amazing
Whoa!
teacher.
Oh,
You
my
guys
that.
playing
God.
this?
You guys
I love
shut
it.
up.
I love it. No, dude, it's fantastic.
Would you go away?
You know, it's just great to see the next generation picking up a good skill, you know?
Go.
Yeah, just a real trade, like yeah. Hey, tell you what,
I love it.
I think I'm being very serious about this. I think history has told us people aren't going to stop getting tattooed. It's like an essential to culture.
It's
Yeah,
actually it's proven to be one of the recession-proof professions.
That's pretty sweet.
That's wild. That's wild.
What about you, Paul?
Man, shoot. All right, I'm about to show y'all. Okay, we going on a little field trip. Going on a field trip. This is my face. That's not the field trip. Wait,
Wait,
the button.
aren't you recording your audio at the other microphone?
It doesn't matter. Yes,
Oh, okay.
it's fine. Anyway, okay, look at this.
Yep.
So I'm in my studio, right? And I've been making some new well, look, there's stuff on the wall. Look at all those cool drum heads and stuff. And then I did that the other day. That's pretty cool. And I got my Under Oath flag over there. And then this is the best part. That's a autographed contortionist poster that me and my best friend got a couple weeks ago. And then I got my Michaela Davis poster. And then my friend's son drew that for me, so that's pretty stinking cool. And then I got Norma Jean, and then Under Oath that didn't break up. And then I got my signed Echo Smith poster. It's so great. It's so great. The vibes in here is just So wonderful. So yeah, I got a lot of good stuff going on in here, so that's fun.
I'm pretty excited.
Hold up, gotta put the camera down.
The accuracy of that drawing.
We're back.
The accuracy.
Dude, isn't it wild?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
I could probably sell that for millions of dollars, but I won't.
Yep, you should hold on to that. All right, guys, hey, let's knock it out. You know, when we kind of came back to the idea of doing a podcast, we talked about let's kind of stay, let's have a time where we're like, hey, what's new, whatever. But other than that, like, we want to come into each of these episodes from now on talking about something specific, whether that's an event that happened or an upcoming event. And so for today, we have a few. But the biggest one, guys, when we said, hey, we're going to stop doing the podcast, we're going to stop doing as many blogs, and we're going to do stuff that bands do.
Bands.
Who knew all we needed was just that extra time we were spending recording the podcast to put on our own music festival.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it. I just didn't want to be the one to say it. So
that's what was holding us back, guys. The podcast, it was in the way of the OK Fest.
Paul knew it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, because I'm the only Yank. Paul, dude, that's a great band name. Anyway, all right. So what did we do?
We had our own music festival. Yeah.
Wait, we did. What was it called?
Sorry, Paul. You're very frozen on my end. I don't know if everyone else is seeing frozen, Paul. Yeah.
Oh, I'm frozen.
Okay,
he's giving us very leading questions.
Yes. I feel led.
I do feel led.
There's a lot of things I was going to say right there, and I decided not to. Anyway, OK Fest was friggin' awesome.
Oh, but you probably should have. Yeah, so the OK Fest.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
That was pretty sweet.
It really was.
My guess is if you're listening to the podcast, you knew about the OK Fest and decided to go or not to go. If you didn't go, you definitely missed something very cool. But yeah, first Saturday in October, we are going to do another one.
Oh, we are? Whoa, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
We can't guarantee it's going to be a yearly thing because obviously we are a band. And we don't want to end up being full-time festival planners, but we're going to give one more a go.
Yeah. One more again.
What was, real quick, just to touch on that, obviously thank you to all the bands, thank you to all the sponsors, thank you to our sound guys, thank you to the food trucks. Many thanks are well-deserved, but what was your guys' favorite part of the OK Fest?
The barbecue.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
That was really good barbecue.
That was really good.
Lie. And the owner was such, like, he was, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was so fun to talk to. He was so passionate about his barbecue.
Trip, man.
And I'm like, you go, bro. You go.
Honestly, my favorite part was the venue. That was such a cool venue, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
quite
a beautiful day. Oh, man, it was gorgeous out.
I would say that was probably my favorite as well. Just the feel of the whole day. That could have been a really crazy, hectic day, but for whatever reason, once it started rolling, it was just a lot of, hey, let's just let it happen. And it was...
Just keep on rolling.
It was good stress, but it was actually pretty relaxed as far as show days go.
Yeah.
Yep. Honestly, probably just having all the bands there, hanging out with different... Because, you go to play a normal show, it's like, 3-4 bands on a bill. There were 7 for this one.
Yeah.
Guys,
it was sweet.
I do want to talk about this, though, because unfortunately, the lead singer of Feral Vices was sick that day, so they had to drop from the festival. But I think this is hilarious. We got to bring it up. I've been saying the word feral wrong my entire life.
How have you been saying it?
I've been saying feral. But here's the deal.
Feral Vices.
Wait, you guys already made fun of me for this. Don't act like you haven't heard this before.
We're going to make fun of you again.
But it's one of those things, I read a lot as a kid, and it's one of those words I've only ever read. I've never really been like, how is everyone else saying that word, So
Feral.
That was good. It's good to know.
Yeah.
I mean feral's cool.
Yeah.
It definitely makes sense how you came to that conclusion.
Conclusion.
Yeah.
Conclusion.
So the OK Fest, it was super cool. If you want a little bit more of an idea of what went down, I mean, just heck, go back through our Instagram a little bit. We're probably going to post more photos of what went down. But yeah, super cool bands. I loved hanging out with those guys.
Yeah.
And
I really appreciated that all the bands knew, like, hey, this is a first time thing. It's not like, we're going to make millions of dollars or you're going to this is like playing Warped Tour or something. But I really appreciated that everybody was just super pumped to be there. Everybody did, it was just cool, man. Like I felt it was nice that I don't know, like we didn't have to, hold a gun to someone's head, be like, you're going to play this festival or else. Like, the bands were super chill about it. They really wanted to, and they showed up and
We
they
weren't
did their
supposed
thing
to do
and
that.
had a good time, man. Wait, do what? Which part?
Nothing.
Hold a gun to someone's head.
yeah, we don't do that. For the record, we don't do that.
We don't do
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
That
just
was
because
just-
I'm from
just in
Detroit.
Just in case
But
anyone out there
anyway.
taking this very literally.
Yeah, it
No,
was just it felt very like together. You know what I'm saying?
super
Like
cool.
we all took part in this cool new thing, and it turned out really darn good. So
The money thing, that's like, I think it's important for people who don't know. I mean, heck, we didn't know until this year. Have you guys ever done anything like that? Planned anything like that?
Oh no,
no.
no.
So, I mean, it was like you kind of assume that there's a certain amount of cash flow required. Obviously you got to pay for this or that, pay for a permit or a porta potty or whatever. But ironically, I was listening to a podcast 2 weeks after the OK Fest. They were talking about a comedy festival that they used to do. And they were like, oh, no, festivals don't make any money, guys. And I was like, they don't? So I was kind of like, oh, we're normal,
Ew.
But it was cool, kind of bringing that full circle. It was cool to see the local support because we didn't charge anything to get into the fest. The bands, we were like, man, I wish we could have given the bands the world because they deserved it, but we put out a tip jar and people were throwing in tips and it was awesome. Just, again, like you said, Paul, no one got rich off of it, but that's the beauty of it. If it were a money-making scheme, then it wouldn't have been worthwhile.
We got rich in experience and memories.
There's so much sass on that delivery. Also, you're frozen to me.
And he's frozen again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why
so,
I
yeah.
keep freezing. Because I'm in Michigan and it's cold. It's 35 out right now.
It's cold. It's been like 70
I love
here.
it.
I've been wearing my
Shut
my
up,
winter
Zach.
coat.
Oh my god.
Hey, I went for an outdoor run this morning, and
Okay,
it was.
You better
whew.
finish this before I have things to say.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize you were still talking, Paul.
Oh, yeah, dip.
Okay, you're back. You're back. Hey, I will say this, guys, if we can plug it real quick, on our normal merch store at wearetheok.com. You can also go to theokfest.com. You can find merch, exclusive merch from the OK Fest. That will kind of help sort of get things rolling for next year. And honestly, it looks super sweet. Not to throw them out there too. Yeah. Well, it's not. I'm not tooting my own horn. It's Nick. Nick did a great job on the graphics for
Nick.
the poster. Just kind of redoing fonts and things like that. It was super cool. Very cool. Kind of. Just blanked on it. Just gave the whole, like, when you start seeing imagery for things, that's when the vibe really starts coming together.
We like vibes.
Yeah. So great job.
We have
Nick.
a good vibe too. Nick's kind of the vibe guy, no offense. He's just
Yeah.
like, you just see Nick and you're like, dang, vibe.
Vibe.
It's just wild, man.
Hero.
Like, I aspire to be like that. I know I'm not, but Nick's just got a feral vibe to him, And it's, I aspire to be like Nick one day.
You mean a
Get a
feral
throat
V?
tattoo.
I'm gonna get feral tatted on my. Anyway,
Hero.
Oh man.
what's that like? FEERAEEEAL.
Yeah, it's FEAR.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, carrying on.
So let's talk. Yeah. So right after the OK Fest, any last comments on the OK Fest? I think that was good.
No.
Thanks, everybody.
After that, we one, I got a sinus infection, and
Yeah, you
two,
did.
Yeah, you did.
we just I'm
Just
really
up and left.
Yeah, I'm struggling with the words today, guys. We left.
We
went
we
to
left.
Michigan.
Peaced out.
Yes. We're like,
Yeah.
bye, Kentucky.
So
We drove all the way through Indiana, and I've never driven all the way through Indiana. It was better than driving through Ohio. No offense, John.
Anything's better than driving through Ohio.
You're not wrong.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to delegate for no reason here.
Oh,
Paul.
here we go.
Paul, you
Sup?
tell us about the trip as a whole. Give us the rundown of what went down. And then Nick and John, I want you guys to talk about your very special visit that you made in Indiana.
Okay. Yes.
So yeah, we left, Kentucky, and we drove through Indiana, which, it was fun because there's this point in Indiana where the accents change, as Zach, made note of, which was
Where was
really,
that?
and I'll let you expand on that. I don't remember the city, but it was like 2 hours in, maybe.
Well,
Two
we
and
stopped.
a half hours in.
We stopped at an Arby's, and I don't even remember
Yeah,
what they
man.
said, but there were like these high school kids that came in, and this one girl was like, I don't even remember exactly. She was like, "I'm gonna get a pop" or something like that, and I was like, "All right, yeah, we've moved into a different territory here."
Yeah, it was a smooth ride, pretty scenic. It was cool. And then we went to my family's place and hung out in the woods. And Nick slept in a hammock the first night, and the rest of us broed it out in a tent, which was super cool. Shout out to my brother Andrew, who let us borrow his tent. It was sweet.
Super,
Thanks, Andrew.
It's got lights in it and
super cool
stuff.
tent.
It's a great tent.
Yeah.
It's so great, man. I could live in that thing.
Yeah.
But so we spent a few days, in nature, hiking, and we hung out with the legendary Uncle Bob. Boom. Had a
Uncle
big
Bob.
old fire, grilled some steaks and some veggies. We went to Cops and Donuts and had these great donuts. It was so great. But that fire, man, I don't know if I'm allowed to say what we burned because might
Stuff.
offend some
We burned-
people,
we
but there
burned
was some
stuff.
stuff that burned.
It was all
And the
burnable.
environment will never be the
legally-
same.
And Nick got a
legally
coyote
burnable
skull?
stuff.
I got
Oh, yeah, Nick bought a skull. Yeah, Nick, tell that story real quick.
So the city where Cops and Donuts is, we're sitting there, having breakfast or whatever, and then we decided to just walk around because Paul hadn't been. What was that place called? Claire.
Claire. Yeah,
Claire.
never really
Yeah,
been
we
there.
haven't walked around there. Never really walked.
Not
around or
much
anything.
there, really.
So we're walking around, and they're all looking at something, and I noticed that there's a window with a bunch of skulls and taxidermy and stuff. I didn't even say anything. I just walked into the shop.
Yeah, we were
Hey,
like,
there's
what,
bones
where'd
in
you
there.
go?
I want those. And then next thing, like they walk in after me, and I'm like, "You guys have any skulls for sale?"
Yeah.
Walked out with a coyote skull.
Yeah, he did. You got a good deal on it, too.
It was one of those moments where it was like once we all realized you were in there, Nick. We were like, "Here we go, let's do it."
Yeah, it was great. And
What do you
man,
expect?
we just ate so good, dude.
Dude.
Killer
We ate-
breakfasts, killer dinners.
It was tasty. I want to say two things about that. One, the first year
Yeah.
we did a band trip before John was in the band, we ate too much. Like we went too crazy with the food. This time around, it was like the perfect. It was like the perfect amount, perfect flavor.
I only put on 3 pounds, so it was good.
the seasoning that we found. I've been looking for that locally. I can't find it.
I think
That was good stuff.
Yeah, I think it was a local
Yeah, it was
seasoning
good.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'll have to see if I can get some more.
but the second thing I want to
It's
say,
already gone. I'm
the
sorry.
way that Uncle Bob and you did the potatoes that one night, I was telling my wife about that later. I was like, we have to make the potatoes like this. So I thought I had it. I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
so you just chop them up, you add some seasoning, some butter, some oil, that sort of thing. Wrap them up, put them on the grill, right? That's pretty much the whole process.
And then it's like 15 to 20. I think it's 15 minutes aside.
Well, I put them in there for
Depending
a long
on how
time.
many you have on there.
And
yeah.
I was expecting what we had, which was delicious, soft potatoes. No, my potatoes didn't even cook. I was like, what happened here? So it'll never live up to that night.
Wait, what kind of fire source were you using?
A grill?
Okay, all right.
A grill.
Interesting.
It just probably didn't.
Interesting.
Just wasn't long enough. Anyway, yeah. So
Yep.
that was it. That was our trip. You know, I had a
Yeah, I
sinus
mean, that's
infection.
the bones of it.
The donuts were good.
Oh, Fred came back. Freaking Fred. And nobody
No, he did
believed
not.
me. Yes, he
Oh,
did.
we're pretty sure
Oh.
you were sleeping.
I think you had a
No.
dream, and
I
then you
think you
woke
had-
up
I
and
was
just
not.
insulted all of us.
For the record, I had many dreams, okay? But they got worse after that experience that was not a dream.
Man, there's nothing.
There was something trying to steal something.
You literally,
and I know it was
you
Fred.
were like hollering, and you woke me up. I look over, and you were like, "Yeah, you're gonna die because you just over there snoring." And then
Yeah,
you rolled over
correct.
and went to sleep, and I was like,
Oh my god.
That's right.
"What did I do?"
Yeah,
He
sucker.
was beating on me.
It's what you didn't do.
Paul's like,
Yeah,
there's
that's
something
'cause-
out there.
John's
then-
like former Boy Scout, brought a freaking cot and everything, and he's like all prepared. So I was like, well, John's going to go handle it. So
The night that you thought you heard something out there, Paul, though, I had to pee so bad all night, and I was like, I know there's something out there now. I can't go. But then I just couldn't hold it any longer, so I got up, and I fell over Nick. And I'm like, because of my sinus infection, I had like this crazy, deep, sick voice all week. So I'm like,
Like Batman.
sorry,
voice.
I have to pee really bad. It was. I feel like this is one of those scenarios. Like this whole trip was hilarious to us, but like you really had to be there.
oh yeah, yeah.
That's fair.
So
I just want to share the one dream though.
okay,
'Cause
share your dream.
I mean, I don't remember which night it was. Every night I had lots of crazy dreams, but I had a dream that there was some girl walking through the woods singing her ABCs in a really creepy voice. And then in the dream, Zach wakes up and like, why is this girl out there singing her ABCs? And then I wake up, like actually wake up, and then there was something going on. Like there was like a high pitched some animal or something. And I was freaked the flip out, y'all. I was about to get in my car and just leave y'all behind, go to Uncle Bob's.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, that's no better. I've seen stuff over there too, so little aliens and stuff. But anyway,
All right.
man, great times in nature.
Great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm running out of battery.
Let's while Nick's looking for his battery here, let's start kind of going around. Then you and Nick and John, you can tell me about or you got your charger out. That was quick.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us about
All right,
the
tell
place.
us about your special.
So,
I mean,
yeah,
I was
I'll-
there the
I'll
second
start the
time
story.
you went. You know,
Well, we had to.
we
stop
went
again.
together. We explored together.
Yes.
The second time, but tell us.
So-
about it.
So it was real.
Yeah. So I'll start the story. I'll let
What?
Nick pick up once he gets plugged in. Right. So we're on our way up to Indiana or
Yeah.
Michigan. We're driving through Indiana. Zach and Paul are riding together. Me and Nick are riding together. I see a sign off the side of the road. It says Uranus Fudge Factory. And I read it out loud and I'm like, huh. And Nick immediately goes, oh, we're going there. And so
There was no question.
yes, there was no question. And I was like, oh, I'm down. So we go to this place and it was a fever dream is one way it's been described. And I think that's the best way it was described. And of course we had to stop on the way back because Zach was with us on the way back and he had to experience it then. And but it was one Uranus joke after another. If they could think of it, it was they put it out there
On a shirt, on a coffee mug,
shirts, coffee mugs,
That's awesome.
bumper stickers. And the staff, they were crazy. They were just everything was how far can we push the limit of this joke? And I think we were in there probably for a good hour. It turned me into like a 12-year-old boy for a full hour, all these middle school jokes. And it was great. And the fudge was good. We got some fudge.
The fudge was
It
good,
was
yeah.
good fudge.
It was good fudge. But
Yeah.
they had a newspaper, the Uranus
Examiner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
Wow.
yeah, it
Uncle
was
Bob loves that newspaper.
it was great. It was just
I
great.
bought another one on the way back.
Yeah.
Nice.
What was it they said, Nick? Was it like the first thing they said to us when we walked in? We were looking at the fudge and stuff.
They said so first when you walk in places like was it CC's Pizza? Like you literally walk in, they scream "Welcome to Uranus."
Yeah.
And then walk up and we're looking at the the case with all the candies and the fudge and everything. And they said, "Are you guys ready to get some truffles picked out of Uranus?" And John and I literally just froze. We're like, I don't know how to respond to that.
Yeah. Lady asked me, she's like, after she was like, I was like, I want this, and this. She's like, okay. Would you like your fudge packed tight in a box or would you like your fudge packed loose in a bag? And I didn't know how to respond to that either.
I love. So when first off, I thought I 100% thought we were going to try to go back, and it was not going to be there when we tried to go back. Like you guys invented this whole thing, but the biggest when I went, like I expected it because you guys had kind of told me about what was going on, but the craziest thing, same deal. Got some more fudge for the road home for the family, that sort of thing. And John got his fudge, and the guy was like, "I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did."
Telling you, dude.
It's a trip. If you get a
Their
chance,
marketing is done right.
and you're not offended by that sort of thing, which I hope you're not. It's just a silly joke, but go to Uranus, Indiana, Uranus Fudge Factory.
Dude, it's funny because I work with the girl at Starbucks who's from Indiana. Like, she just moved here a few months ago, and I was telling her about it, and she's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "You're from Indiana? You don't know about this?" And she only grew up a couple hours away, so I'm like, word had to travel. But I was like,
Yeah,
maybe
absolutely.
this isn't real.
That's
it's
very
real.
disappointing.
It's real.
Yeah, I gotta go. We gotta book a show there.
Maybe we should open a franchise. You know, like
Yeah.
Uranus,
Oh,
Kentucky.
it is a
Dude.
franchise.
There's
it is?
other Uranuses.
Yeah, there's another one. There's one in Missouri.
Missouri, yeah. It's on Route 66, right?
Oh,
think so.
okay.
Because
Nice.
this one was on I-69.
Which was
That's not a joke. That's not a joke.
That's
No
it is
joke.
Hilarious.
It's
guys.
for real.
Real
Yeah.
funny, Nick.
So it was a good trip.
Good
Yeah.
times.
I mean, it
Good
was an
times.
excellent
Great
trip, even though I was talking like Batman the whole time.
You were. It was great.
cold.
It was
That was
awesome.
my only complaint, and I don't think I would have been as cold if I hadn't have been under
Dude,
the weather.
I felt
to
so
speak.
bad for you too, Zach. Like you could tell you just were not feeling it. Like
You know,
I
just
Jack
deal
doesn't
with it.
like the cold,
It's fine.
but he suffered
You ain't
so
wrong.
he could hang
You ain't
out
wrong.
with us.
So that's what we've been doing. That's what's happened.
That's
what do we
what's
got
happened,
coming
yeah.
up?
What?
Oh, that's great. Keeping us moving. I like it. So
Wait,
Who
we
wants
got
to-
stuff coming up?
who wants to share the news? So if you've been listening to the podcast over the last 2 years, we've been hinting that we have a song coming out, which is hilarious because Paul
Is it-
recorded the drums 2 years ago.
Which by the way, can I just make mention that I joined the band late 2021, right? And there were 20 episodes of the podcast out from when the band started in 2020, and I went back and I listened to all of them.
Nerd.
Just so I knew exactly everything that was going on, and I felt deeply just engulfed in the lore of this band. So
Yeah.
there's that.
Did you learn anything? Like what
Heck
was
yeah.
what was your biggest takeaway from listening to 24 episodes?
We're gonna own a mountain,
Okay. That's important.
Yeah.
Banana Shaker Mountain. Like
Glad
that's
you're on board.
Banana Shaker Mountain, baby.
right.
All right. Well, that's all you needed to learn. It took us 24 straight hours of content to get that information out there. But
It's the only
Hey,
thing.
can we get a Banana Shaker Mountain logo on a banana shaker?
Ooh, we
have
could
them
do that.
Available.
We should do that.
Sweet.
That'd be a cheap way to, we could do
Put
that.
it on the list.
So November, Lord willing, creek don't rise. November 18th. November 18th. What?
Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Jeez, Zach.
Oh man. That got Paul too much.
When did you become from Kentucky? Like what?
I thought that'd be fun, just to use that. November
I loved it. I'm borrowing that one.
18th, it's the Friday before Thanksgiving. We will be releasing an official cover of Linger by the Cranberries.
Wow, we told them what it was.
Yes. I think we might have
Dang.
even mentioned that earlier, just kind of like,
I think
it's
we did
coming,
too,
guys. But
It sounds so good.
It sounds
It's so
amazing.
good.
Mixed by Matt McQueen at Gym City Studios, mastered by David Kapling with Soothsayer Audio, recorded by us, by the
Us.
OK.
Yeah.
And
In multiple states.
We tweaked it quite a bit in the mixing process. We tweaked it one major time in the mastering process, and it sounds exactly like we meant for it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch those social medias. As soon as it hits, listen to it on Spotify, Apple Play,
Send it to your friends.
Send it to your friends.
And
Blow it
your
up.
moms and your dads and your grandmas and your sisters and your uncles and your brothers.
Linger
And your
and
aunties.
artwork. Nick, our very own Nick Alexander, did the artwork, and it is very reminiscent of like a VHS sort of vibe. I love it.
So 90s.
It fits. It's gonna look super cool. Gonna be super cool.
Yeah.
Looks good, sounds good, is good. That's what I always say.
Preach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About dang time.
As long as that creek don't rise.
Man.
That's it, guys. Yeah, that's really what's coming up. We have two shows coming up. Magbar, October 29th. Magbar again, November 7th. Go check that out.
Are we going to talk about?
I'm sorry, that's Louisville for anyone that's not, like Louisville, Kentucky, for anyone that's like, what are they talking about, Magbar? What's that, John?
So are we going to talk about the planning meeting we had today?
Yeah. Hey, throw that out there. So, yeah, we had a pre-production meeting. What, am I the big announcer?
I mean, I can
I'll do it.
Do
we
it,
had
Nick.
a pre-production meeting for the currently untitled second EP from the OK.
Whoop, whoop.
We've got the songs picked out, mapped out. Paul's got his drum tracks recorded, and the three of us here in Kentucky met to talk about instrumentation and arrangement.
Yeah.
So
Expect it next
for
year,
that
right?
very soon.
Something I'm very excited about that we talked about, kind of an overarching thing for the meeting, was that although right now we don't have ideas for music videos or visualizers or anything like that, but each song, sonically, we will have a cinematic focus, if that makes sense, like a visual in mind while we're recording, and that will hopefully you'll hear that as the listener, hear that come through.
That'll translate through, and it's going to be cool.
And it was awesome because like Paul already knows the arrangements. It was more like the stuff like, hey, are we going to do this type of chording or that type of chording? What type of synth would go good there? And so to be able to use Paul's parts, not to speak like you're not here, Paul, to be able to use Paul's parts as literally what they are, like the bass line for the whole thing. That was cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get like too deep into the process. We'll probably do that later, but I think it's been really cool on these two EPs how like I kind of do the drums first and you guys give me the freedom to just be like whatever you're feeling. And yeah, like if I got questions, but it's cool to like, I don't know, have control of like where the dynamics kind of are, and then you guys fill it in, and then it's like, oh, holy crap. It's cool. It's unique. I dig it.
I love there's one track that you sent us. If you listen to it after the song ends, you like hear you get up off of the drum throne and you're like, we got that one, or something like that. You're like, that one's good.
I kept that in there. I was so pumped on that track.
So that's that, guys. Be on the lookout for a brand new EP from the OK coming next year, 2023.
2023.
We will likely do just a quick, 10-15 minute podcast just to talk about Linger a little more, the inspiration, the story behind it.
We won't let it linger.
Yeah, we won't let it linger too much. And hopefully you like these more, granted it's still a half hour, but these more, abridged podcasts gives you a little more intent behind it, versus us just talking about zombies or whatever, I don't know. Yeah.
Buying mountains.
Any final thoughts, guys? Any words for our audience here?
Thanks.
Be okay.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time. Check out wearetheok.com and come to a show. Love to see you soon.
Yeah. See you guys.
Cool.
Peace out.